Well, the only thing that we did from day one was we read even in the womb to both children. We both understand how important it is. I mean, reading really is your vision is really your first line of learning. You know, you take in all these things through your vision and reading. So we thought that at least, you know, doing that, it's a good time to settle everybody down and just have some family time together. So we were doing that from day one to both children. We recognized that other children who had not been read to, I mean, the kids both had great vocabularies, speaking words, and they were like, well, gee, how did your kids learn to speak so well? How, you know, and it was all, I think we attributed that to reading from very early on. The first time that, when I found out that Katie was going to be introduced to Hooked on Phonics, I was, well, it's been around for a while. I recognized the name, being on TV, commercials, that kind of thing. So I knew about the product, but I didn't really know what it entailed. So I was optimistic because through our child care program, I mean, these guys are great, very cutting edge stuff that they do. So I was confident that if they're going to bring this out, they're going to give this to us to try. I said, well, if they're confident in it, I'll give it a whirl. So we took it home, and very colorful, very easy to use. It was very fun. You know, just like anything, an exercise program, a work routine, if you make it fun, you make it easy, you know, you can kind of stick with it. So, you know, I did it a couple nights in a row. It was really funny that the first thing that I really noticed after a few days working with the program, they were doing it in school, we were doing it at home. We were trying to kind of keep a, you know, continuous flow of this stuff. And then I think it was the third or fourth day, they're sitting down at the breakfast table. My son and my daughter both, and all of a sudden she looks up at the cereal box and she goes, "Ch-ch, Daddy, Phonics, Cheerios." And I thought that was really amazing. I says, there's really something to this, because she sits down and she's eaten the Honey Nut Cheerios forever. And you know, it's her favorite cereal. She's been eating it for years and never once had pointed out to the cereal box, to the letters, to anything like that. So I says, well, there's really something to this, for it to catch on that quickly to her and just absorb it and say, hey, phonics, and just make the connection. When I saw her going in and looking through she had a visible, gee, Daddy, look at this. Let's flip this over. Let's make another word. And it was really, contagious. You know, it made me want to stay up a little longer, stay with her a little, work with her a little bit more, because I really could see this, you know, kind of infectious thing happening here. Hooked on Phonics is a tool. You know, as a parent, you want to give your children all the tools that you can, all the opportunities that you can. And Hooked on Phonics is just another tool that you can use. We were at the kindergarten orientation the other night. My daughter is 3 years behind my son. So he's starting fourth grade, she's starting kindergarten. We looked at the curriculum. Her curriculum is going to be, she's going to learn everything that he learned in first grade in half the time. So just in 3 years' time, the curriculum has been condensed into that version. So you can see the urgency of the parents need to give their children what they need as much as they can to handle this ongoing workload, because I guess they realize the more they can cram into them when they're young, you know, the better off they are as they get a little bit older in their learning capacity. Any help that you can give to accelerate their learning at an early age is beneficial. Sure, they're going to pick it up as they go along, but the demands on the children these days in school, if they're still struggling to learn how to read when they should be absorbing what they're reading, because they need that information that they're absorbing to do well in that subject that they are at, if they're just struggling with their reading, they're already behind. So you really need to have them be ready on day one. I think Hooked on Phonics gives the children today an edge in an ever-growing and ever more challenging educational environment, where there's so much pressure put on the kids to learn all the content that's getting squeezed into a school year. I think that the Hooked on Phonics really is giving the kids an advantage over the kids that don't use the program. I think one of the things that makes the Hooked on Phonics fun is just the overall layout and the design of it. It's something that you can do one-on-one with your child. It's something that they can advance as quickly or as slowly as they need to and still maintain that confidence. So you can do an exercise and then you can read a little bit of the book and they can say, gee, wow, look at me, Daddy, I did it. And if you can do just a little bit of that every day, it just is a great feeling. It gives them, like I said, the confidence, and it's fun. And if you can have fun with your child, whether it's running in the park, flying a kite, or sitting down and doing some educational stuff that you know as a parent will benefit them later on, and they're just sitting there having fun. I think Hooked on Phonics would work with any child, whether they're on the first 10 percentile or they're exceeding and above their peers. I think the program is designed to work with anyone, any child at any level. And it's easy enough to lay out. It's easy enough to do. It's easy enough for the parents to do. And it's fun. And I think that's that key element that locks it all together and makes the child want to do it. I think the product is well designed. I think they put a lot of effort into making it so that the child could relate to it. Very colorful, imaginative stories. Stories that are set up particularly for the different age groups. My daughter started at the pre-K level, and we realized that she could go right into the next level. So we got halfway through that, and she was breezing through it so fast. We decided that maybe the next book in line was good, and we found out that that's where her limitations were kind of capped off, and so that we started there in earnest. Very well laid out. The DVD portions are fun, and again, having the workbook section and then the reading book section ties the two together. It's somebody came up with a great idea with this. When I first heard about it, and I recognized the fact that, yeah, hey, I recognize the Hooked on Phonics name, and I know it's been around a long time. And I accepted it because things that are around for a while normally are around for a reason. And after, again, not knowing the product until recently, I could see by design why this product has been around for as long as it has. It's definitely a high quality product. I think what I would hope for most for both my kids is that they can accept the responsibility of learning, and that's their job, and that learning as much as they can early pays dividends in the future as far as the opportunities that are available to them. I think that if you love to learn, or if you've got an interest in learning, I think that you will aspire to learn more and realize that the more you learn, the more opportunities that you will have in the future.